If you're a mom and you're in your 50s and you've ever been laying awake wondering whether you saved enough for retirement, whether your job will still feel secure 5 or 10 years from now, or whether you'll ever have the freedom to live life on your own terms, I want you to know that you're not alone. Maybe you've spent decades caring for everyone else. You've raised your children, you've supported your family, you've built a career, you paid the bills, you handled the responsibilities. But now you're looking ahead and asking, will I have enough? Will I be able to retire comfortably? Will I still have to be asking an employer for permission to take time off? Will I have the freedom to travel, spend time with my children, and enjoy the life that I work so hard to create? And perhaps the question that sits even deeper is, what will I have to leave behind for my kids? Because for me, that is about so much more than making extra money. I'm building something that can help funnel wealth, knowledge, and opportunity in my family for generations to come. I want to build assets that create more choices for my three daughters. I want to have an inheritance. I want them to have an inheritance, financial security, and the opportunity to own their own homes, like truly own it. It belongs to them. Not spend years and their entire lives feeling controlled by debt and the banks. I want to leave behind more than memories. I want to leave behind options for my family. This is why I became deeply interested in digital marketing and building an online business. I wanted greater ownership over how I earned. I wanted to develop income that was not just completely dependent on one employer, one contract, one city, or even one country. Because when your income is attached to a specific desk or location, it could feel as though your entire life has to be arranged around your work. You may dream for, spending several months off somewhere warm during the winter months, or traveling to meet your children, or just simply having slower mornings, but your income and responsibilities keep pulling you back into the same routine. So I began asking myself, what would it look like to build online income that could move with me? What would it feel like to travel without putting my earning potential completely on pause? What could change for my life and for my family if I built digital assets instead of relying only on the hours I personally worked? This business model is teaching me how to create evergreen digital assets. And if you don't know, an evergreen digital asset is something you create once and can continue using, improving, and marketing over time. It does not mean that you have no further work is required, but it gives you an opportunity to stop beginning from scratch, from zero every single time. Instead of only exchanging another hour for another dollar, you begin building systems, content skills, and assets that belong to you. And ownership matters, especially when you're thinking about retirement. A job can change, a contract can change, and companies restructure all the time. And many women in our 50s know that quiet fear, wondering whether our age will affect employers, how they see us, even though we have all this experience, leadership, and resilience and knowledge to contribute. That is one of the reasons I believe it's so important to create additional options before urgency sets in. So you create from panic, and not from panic, you create from wisdom. Not because you failed, but because you're quick enough to understand that relying on only one source of income can leave you and your family extremely vulnerable. The digital marketing education I invested into provides a structured business system alongside the opportunity to learn very valuable skills. It includes master resale rights, commonly called MRR, for eligible products within the program. You receive the legal right to resell these products under the terms provided. But what was attractive to me wasn't just the right to resell the product. It was the invaluable education that I would receive. I've previously invested a lot of money into digital marketing training. The information implementation and the cost quickly became overwhelming. Too many tools, disconnected steps, unanswered questions. It was difficult to know what to do after in the end. Then a dear friend introduced me to this program and said, "Hey, Nicole," and I immediately recognized the value of having the education, products, systems, and community under one umbrella in one place. For someone who wants to learn but doesn't want to spend months trying to connect every technical piece alone, that kind of structure can make an enormous difference. Since making this decision, I have felt that my confidence growing because my competence is growing. And that matters to me personally. I am naturally an introverted person. I spent most of my career working as an analyst, contributing behind the scenes. So the fact that I can now stand and sit in front of a camera and speak to you openly, share my vision, and allow myself to be seen is evidence of what happens when you begin developing new skills and trusting yourself. The more competent you become, the more confident you become. And the more confident you become, the more willing you are to become visible. And when you become visible, you place yourself in a position to reach and help other people. This is where impact begins. I no longer want to spend this chapter of my life dreaming or dreading Monday mornings, forcing myself through work that no longer fits, or postponing my freedom until some distant retirement date. I want to be able to take inspired action daily with joy. I want to build a business that supports a more radiant way of living a life with room for travel, family, contribution, purpose, rest. And through this journey, I'm learning transferable, high-demand skills in digital marketing, content creation, online systems, business ownership, much more. And while I'm developing those skills, I'm also laying the foundation for something my family will benefit from long after me. And this is what legacy means to me. Legacy is not only the money that you leave behind, it's the assets that you build, and it's the knowledge that you pass on. It is the example you set for your children when they see you reinvent yourself instead of deciding that it's too late or doing nothing at all. It's showing them that a woman and their mom in their 50s can still dream big, learn something new, and change and eventually control the financial direction for her family. I am building towards retirement income while creating freedom to travel to the places I love. I want to be able to bring my daughters, when their schedule allows, create beautiful experiences together, and be present for the moments that matter without feeling that every day away means losing income or how am I going to get the time off. I also want the freedom to invest in the projects that matter to me without always needing to borrow money or ask the bank for permission. I'm already involved in philanthropic work, and one of my deepest desires is to expand my capacity to give. Because when you build more resources, you have the ability to support more people, fund meaningful projects, and create impact that reaches beyond your immediate family. So if you're a mom in your 50s, you want to take greater control of your time, your finances, your future, I created this space with you in mind. Perhaps you're tired of feeling as though retirement depends entirely on a pension, a savings account, or an employer continuing to choose you. Perhaps you want to travel, but you need an income before you can move. Perhaps you want to stop worrying that after working your entire life, there will be not much left, or never mind anything to pass on to your children. Or perhaps you simply know deep down that you were made for a life with more freedom, more radiance, and more choice. You do not need to have everything figured out today. You just need something somewhere clear to begin. And this is why I created the Freedom Blueprint. It'll help you understand the first steps towards creating a digital location, flexible business, and building options for yourself and your family. To receive it, visit the link below, thefreedomcollective.co, enter your email address, and then you can access my Freedom Blueprint. Read through it with an open mind. Allow yourself to imagine what could be possible when your income is no longer tied only to your time or your location. You deserve a beautiful life, and you deserve options. And your children deserves to witness you building something meaningful, not only for today, but for generations to come. So visit thefreedomcollective.co, access my Freedom Blueprint, and your family's legacy can begin with the decision you make today. Please like and subscribe, and I'd love to hear from you. Let me know where you're from. Say hi. Let me know if this moved you in any way. Thanks for joining me. My name is Nicole, and I'm filming here from Bali.